Hi there, this is Tim Chan of the iPad Pros podcast, and I want to make a quick video showcasing my favorite Apple Watch app, Outcast. I'm someone that uses the Apple Watch all the time. During the day, I am often leaving my phone behind and just going out and about in the world with my watch. And I want to showcase why this app is so great and why, if you're someone that wants to do more with their watch and maybe leave their phone behind sometimes, I'm going to show you just why this app is so good for that. So let's get to it. So let's get to showing off Outcast. Here is a watch face showing the different complications available for the app. You have corner complication that shows off kind of where you are in the episode, and then you have the circle ones, the top one there that can show the episode title, and the bottom one, which is kind of the more standard one, which shows where you are in the episode. So first off, before we actually get into the app, I want to show off one thing to do in settings. If you are someone that's kind of about to leave for the day, your iPhone's nearby, and you want to just get quick to downloading some episodes on the watch because you know later that day you're going to be needing some watch-only time to listen to your podcast. So what we're going to do is open the settings app, and we're going to go into Bluetooth. And we're just going to shut off Bluetooth. And if you turn off Bluetooth, it's now off. And let's hop into the Outcast app and download an episode just to show you kind of how fast this is over now Wi-Fi. And so 9 to 5 Mac happy hour. You'll see these little download icons, and you just click one of those, and it'll start downloading. It'll say Apple Watch will download faster when you're disconnected from your iPhone, and say download anyways. For some reason, it does say that, and even if you are disconnected. So you can see very quick downloads right now when you're disconnected over Bluetooth. And as a comparison, I'm going to turn back on Bluetooth just to show you the speed differential, and it is remarkable. Like it's noticeably different. So we're now back connected, and let's download a different episode of 9 to 5 Mac, and you will see this just crawl. It is noticeable. So if you are downloading episodes on the watch, you really want to turn off Bluetooth because it'll take forever to download an episode. It may still be going as we're finishing the recording of this. So that's downloading. I turned back on Bluetooth because we're done downloading. Let's just jump into kind of the now playing screen here. This is the now playing screen in Outcast. A couple things to note. You'll see, since this podcast upgrade has chapter markers, if you click the triple dots, it'll have the current chapter we're in. And if we click on that, you can now select the different chapters of that episode and quickly jump to them. You can either tap into it to kind of look at some data about it. You'll see even it has the URL linked to it in that chapter, which is just remarkable. There's no way to open that link, sadly, yet, or copy that, but it is in there for your reference. And if we click on the play icon, it'll jump us to and start playing that episode. It's playing somewhere, even though I'm not connected to headphones in this current session, but it does think I'm connected with this AirPlay session. Another thing to note is if you tap on the playhead here, where the time clock is, you can use your digital crown to quickly scrub through that episode. That is super handy to do. You can also click on the volume icon down below, and that'll change the volume output. If you tap on the lower left, you can change the playback speed. I normally am someone that just plays at 1x. That's kind of how I roll. And then at the bottom right there are the settings. You can change the settings to different color options. Let's change it back to blue here. That's the standard. You can, there's an example here in Siri. To use Siri, you can simply say play/film daily in Outcast, and that will work. So let's actually try that now. Play/film daily in Outcast. And if I go back, it's now playing the latest episode of /film daily in Outcast. And that little arrow to the right, we can quickly get back to where we were and upgrade. So yeah, you can totally use Siri. And if you have an episode name or number, you can include that in the Siri request, and that all works. So Siri integration is really great. One thing that's really nice, so you can choose download over cellular, and I do this quite a bit. You can choose skip duration, and for skip duration, you can choose both forward and backwards duration. So currently it's 15 seconds backwards, and then 45 seconds forwards. But you can change that all the way up to 90 seconds if you want. But super handy to have different durations for skip durations. So like at the beginning of an episode, if you don't want to hear the opening, you can crank that up to like 90 seconds to help you get through the beginning of the episode until where the meat is if you want. Digital crown, you can change how fast that interacts with your whole system there. You can change the primary action to download or stream for episodes. And you can choose to include or not include chapter marker support, which I don't see why you would turn that off. There's notifications in this app for download finished or if there's download error. And you can even choose the server of where the podcasts are coming from. So Outcast, just like Overcast, has its own feed server to kind of help the app be more aware of when new episodes are available. But for some reason that's not working, you do connect directly to the podcast. And rotate screen is a super handy feature that helps you rotate the screen to keep the app alive, awake. So when you're downloading an episode, it'll rotate the screen and kind of do everything it can to make sure that download finishes and that your watch stays awake. The files, this is a list of all of the different files that are downloaded onto your watch. So you can, right in here, delete episodes. That's one place you can do it. You can also click into here. If you tap the current episode that's playing, the title, you'll have a list of kind of the queue of all the episodes on your watch. And as you can see, there's a bunch. So if I go in here, this episode I've already listened to, and it says it's downloaded, and you'll see the notes. And I can hit the delete, and then it can delete that episode. So that is now deleted. And at the very bottom of this list, you can change the order. So you can group by podcast and you can group by date published from date downloaded. So if you want all the stuff that you recently downloaded, so download date newest to oldest. So stuff that you just downloaded. Say there's an old podcast like what I'm going through now is a bunch of Dark Souls podcasts with Bonfireside Chat. I can tell it play, organize these so the stuff that I downloaded recently are up front. And that can be very useful if you are going in back catalogs and listening to stuff that is quite old, like this podcast from 2014 that I am about to dive into. So you can do a bunch of reorganization stuff in here. You can set up a playlist, which I don't do much with, but that is in there as well. I kind of just like once an episode's done, I go in and do that. So that is Outcast. Before we leave this screencast, I just want to show off one other quick thing in settings. So if going into the Bluetooth area of settings is a bit tricky for you, you can also just go into airplane mode and set that up appropriately. So if you set up airplane mode to have Wi-Fi on but Bluetooth off, when you turn on airplane mode, it will let you download the episodes quickly over Wi-Fi or cellular. So that's another quick trick into setting up your Apple Watch to most effectively take advantage of this. If I go into cellular data, you can see that I use Outcast quite a bit. This month alone, 1.7 gigabytes, and there have been months I've used 5 or 6 gigabytes on my watch, oddly enough. So you can use a bunch of data on your watch if that is something you want to do and take advantage of that cellular data plan. So there you have it. That is Outcast and why I love it so much, and hopefully those tips and tricks about this awesome app are really helpful. Thanks for watching.